Colonoscopy by Dave Barry. I called my friend, Dr. Andy, a gastroenterologist, to make an appointment for a colonoscopy. A few days later, in his office, Andy showed me a color diagram of the colon, a lengthy organ that appears to go all over the place, at one point passing briefly through Minneapolis. Then Andy explained to me the colonoscopy procedure in a thorough, reassuring, and patient manner. I nodded my head thoughtfully, but I didn't really hear a word he said because my brain was shrieking. Quote, "He's going to stick a tube 17,000 feet up your behind." On the day before my colonoscopy, I began my preparation. In accordance with my instructions, I didn't eat any solid food that day. All I had was chicken broth, which is basically water, only with less flavor. Then that night, I took a medicine called memeber. You mix 2 packets of memeber together in a 1-liter plastic jug. Then you fill it with lukewarm water. Then you have to drink the whole jug. This takes about an hour because memeber tastes, and here I am being kind, like a mixture of goat spit and urinal cleanser with just a hint of lemon. I was nervous because the instructions for memeber are clearly written by somebody with a great sense of humor, because they state that after you drink memeber, a loose, watery bowel movement may result. This is kind of like saying that after you jump off your roof, you may experience contact with the ground. Memeber is a nuclear laxative. I don't want to be too graphic here, but have you ever seen a space shuttle launch? This is pretty much the memeber experience with you as the shuttle. There are times in which the commode had a seatbelt. You spent several hours pretty much confined to the bathroom, spurting violently, and then you eliminate everything. And when you figure you must have eliminated everything, you have to drink another liter of memeber, at which point, as far as I can tell, your bowels travel into the future and start eliminating food you have not even eaten yet. I was nervous. Not only was I nervous about the procedure, but I had been experiencing occasional return bouts of memeber spurtage. I was thinking, what if I spurt on Andy? How do you apologize to a friend for something like that? Flowers would not be enough. At the clinic, they had me sign many forms acknowledging that I totally agreed with whatever the heck the form said. Then they wheeled me into a room full of other colonoscopy people, where they put me in a little curtained space and had me take off all my clothes and put on one of those hospital garments designed by circus clowns, the kinds that when you put on make you feel even more naked than when you were actually naked. Then a nurse named Eddie put a needle in a vein in my left hand. Ordinarily, I would have fainted, but Eddie was very good, and I was already lying down. Then Eddie told me that some people put vodka in their memeber. At first I was ticked off that I had thought of this, but then I pondered, what would happen if you got yourself too tipsy to make it to the bathroom? So you were staggering around in full fire hose mode. You would have no choice but to burn your house. Then Eddie wheeled me into the procedure room, where I saw Dr. Andy standing with a nurse and an anesthesiologist. I didn't see the 17,000-foot tube, but I knew Andy had hidden it around there somewhere. Andy had rolled me over on my left side, and the anesthesiologist began hooking up something into the needle in my hand. I heard music playing, and I realized that the song was Dancing Queen by Adda. I remarked to Andy that of all the songs that could be playing during this particular procedure, Dancing Queen had to be the least appropriate. And then it was time. The moment I have been dreading for more than a decade. If you are squeamish, prepare yourself, because I'm going to tell you in explicit detail exactly what it was like. I have no idea. Really, I slept through it. One moment, Dancing Queen was yelling, "Dancing Queen, feel the beat of the tambourine." And the next moment, I was waking up in a very mellow mood. Dr. Andy was standing over me, asking me how I felt. I felt excellent. I felt even more excellent when Dr. Andy told me that my procedure was over and that my colon had passed with flying colors. I have never been prouder of an internal organ.